Welcome back to Jeff Koinange, live at the Villa Rosa Kempinski. If you're just joining us, you've missed fire. This bench has been literally on fire. By the way, you see that piece of paper there we're pointing at right now? Well, that's a piece of paper that Esther Passaris served Miguna Miguna for defamation, or her lawyers rather, and he just took it and ripped it up.
She purported that she served me. I don't know what she served.
That's the kind of show we've been having. That's the kind of show we've been having, and I tell you, fire extinguisher is just not enough. We are talking issues. We're talking the two candidates out of a whole bunch of them, about a dozen, who want to be governor of county number 47, Nairobi County. And clearly, they don't like each other. Tweets coming in thick and fast. Jay Bet, let's read them over there on that LG OLED 4G TV we have, but we don't say, we just whisper. Jay Bet says, it's possible, what was he saying? It's possible to have a light rail system in Nairobi. Ask Addis Ababa. It took 3 years and $475 million.
And I'll do it here. And people will wake up and they will not know they are in Nairobi.
Steve Ochene says, a lot of chemistry between Miguna and Passaris. Get a room already.
That's rubbish.
Sir Me Boy says, Miguna can pass for a Kenyan MCA. He looks combative, just as they come. Okay. Oh, Ekai Nabenyo says, I totally agree with Miguna. We have set the bar very low for ourselves as Africans. Folks, let's just zoom ahead and go to another issue. Education. You spoke about the school you went to in Dandora.
Jeff?
You spoke about classrooms which are made of mabati, kids sitting on the ground and learning. And that's why Nairobi County never, it's dropped from #1 in the country to way down below. What are you going to do about education, Esther?
You know, for me, already, we're giving free education, but we're not giving the infrastructure for that free education. And then we also have another problem, Jeff. In Embakasi, when I was on the ground talking to the people, trying to get the feedback on what people want from their leader, I realized that we've got a lot of foreigners in this country. And most of the public schools are not even being able to be occupied by Kenyans themselves. So we do have a problem with an influx of foreigners taking these houses and getting the prices of housing to go up, taking the positions in the schools, and then the Kenyans are left to go to the alternative schools, the community-based schools.
So foreigners are the problem?
We do have to deal with it. Just like Trump is saying we have to deal with a lot of people that are illegally here, I think Kenya has that problem as well, a massive problem. And a lot of Kenyans are struggling and have no solution to that problem. So, you know, by going to the ground and talking to the people, you get to understand the problems. And for me, that's going to give me the mandate that I need from the people to solve them. Every one of the 85 wards has different issues. Okay?
Miguna.
See, the problem
Education.
The problem with contesting this seat with people who have not even read the Constitution is because they do not know that really most of the education is not a county jurisdiction. It is not. And building schools is not one of them. So unfortunately for me, the only thing I'll deal with respect to education, because counties only deal with elementary, not even elementary, before primary school, right? Pre-primary. So you can't build schools. So Esther is talking rubbish, really, because you can't.
But you must admit the standard has gone down.
It's gone down.
Hold on.
So let me give you the solution.
Go on.
No, so she's talking about refugees.
Can you build a road network?
Please,
is that in the county
yes,
government?
I can.
No, it's not.
Within the city.
Let's hear the solution.
Within the city,
What's
I
the
can.
solution?
So I can
The solution
build
is
the
this.
schools within the city.
You can't.
Why not?
Because it is not in the Constitution. Read the Constitution. Let me answer the question. I'm going to give scholarships to bright students. That one is allowed. And I'm going to give 20,000 scholarships annually.
From where?
For bright students.
From where?
It's already happening anyway.
From your county? From your kitty?
From the county, yes.
From your kitty?
From my kitty.
He has so much money, he's going to rob a bank.
Yes, I will. I will have very creative, very innovative ways to encourage. Tom Mboya was a minister of planning, was not minister of finance, was not a rich man, and he organized the airlifts. And a lot of people, including Obama's father, went there courtesy of Tom Mboya. There are many ways a leader can source for funds to help poor students and a lot of youth that are struggling to pay their tuition.
20,000 scholarships
20
for the poorest of the poor
per year
to go
to study at university level. both here and abroad.
What about below that?
Yes,
What about
exactly.
the Kanjo schools?
You see, the Kanjo schools do not fall under the county government. And so what you will do, let me tell you
and they
what I
city
will
council
do.
schools?
Exactly.
No, let me tell you what I will do. No, education is not a devolve mandate. It is not. So let me tell you what I will do on education. What you do is when you create jobs and you create financial independence of the people, and they have economic base, and the city is prosperous and thriving, the schools will have a ripple effect on that. The people will also have choices on where they take their children. Right now, you have that choice, she has that choice, I have that choice, but the majority of the people do not have that choice because they are not economically independent. So you have the cartels that are giving handouts to people, but they are not creating an economic, prosperous foundation for the people to grow. That's how I will deal with that problem. Then, of course, you can also negotiate with the national government, which has the jurisdiction, and collaborate with them to improve that. But to say, I'm going to do that when it is not under your mandate is wrong.
But this collaboration, I mean, Esther was saying the same thing.
How can he have a collaboration when he's rubbishing the government?
This is my vision.
Honestly?
I did not rubbish the national government.
Oh, really?
I said Kidero was stolen. You cannot twist my word. And unfortunately, Passaris, you have very little education, so you can't even twist my words.
Let me tell you something. You know, you keep telling me I have little education.
You have.
What have you done, Miguna? Up to now, what have you done for Nairobians? I have lit Nairobi. I have sponsored a number of students to school. I have actually gone and helped in the where there's
Esther,
problems. I am there. What have you ever done?
What have you done?
What have you ever done in
Let me tell you
Nairobi?
what I have done.
Let him answer.
Let me tell you what I have done.
Go.
Let me tell you what I've done.
What have you
I
done?
fought for your freedom so that you can come on this bench
give me a break.
and talk.
Really? You fought for our freedom? How come you were not named by Uhuru?
Esther, let him answer. Let him answer.
Please.
When Esther was hiding under the bed and singing Kanu Juu, Nyayo Juu Juu Kabisa, I was fighting for multi-party democracy. When Esther was nowhere to be seen, I was fighting for the new constitution. So now she has a Bill of Rights.
Really?
No, listen.
I mean,
can I finish?
The new constitution, I was part of the Yes team in the Ministry of Justice. You were nowhere there.
Can I finish?
You were nowhere there. Don't even pretend that you fought for the new constitution.
Can I please
You
finish?
are lying. You know?
She's saying you're lying.
You're a liar.
Can I finish?
Yes,
You're
finish.
a liar.
Let him finish.
Can I please finish?
Please.
New constitution?
Let him
Where
finish.
was he?
Jeff.
Were you yes or no?
Let him finish.
Jeff.
Were you yes or no?
Jeff.
Really?
Jeff, can I finish?
Go.
Oh,
We
Jeff,
said
baby.
that there was a
Can I finish, Jeff?
ground rules that we don't interrupt each other.
Oh,
I
really?
don't interrupt.
You have been
Passaris.
interrupting throughout.
Can she please not interrupt
Okay.
me?
Oh, please.
Make your
let me
point.
finish.
Make your
Make
point.
your point.
Only a fool
You
says,
are so full of
only
insults.
a
Esther, let him finish.
Can I
Honestly.
finish?
No, Jeff, let me tell you
let
something.
him finish.
The show has to have integrity.
You know what?
He's
Let
full
him
of
say what he's
insults.
going to say. Go.
He's full of insults. And you also cannot tolerate this. Your show is losing credibility because of characters like
Why?
him.
Why?
Because he's rude and obnoxious.
How is he
All right,
rude?
and disrespectful.
You're rude by interrupting him.
No, that is, let me tell you, that is the lesser crime.
Let him talk.
That is the lesser
Say what
crime.
you're saying, Miguna.
Only a fool does not know that
You entertained
I
that.
was Raila's advisor during the constitutional review process. Only a fool.
He didn't call you a fool.
Only a fool
Really?
would say that I was not the ODM representative in the Yes team. Only a fool would say that I was not in Mombasa during all the consultative meetings, that I was not in Nairobi during all the consultative meetings, and I was not in Naivasha. Only a fool would say that. It is all documented. I fought for the new constitution. Now, if somebody says that is not good, a constitution is less because they lit some street, let me say this. Esther Passaris Adopter Light is a private company. There are a lot of engineers building roads here because they are engineers and they are contracted to build roads. They cannot come on the bench and say, I built road. You are paid to build a road on behalf of the government.
But she did
I
like the
was
city.
not paid.
She
She
did
did
like the
not
city.
like
I
no
was
city.
not paid. I was not paid
The
by the
city is
county
still in
government.
darkness.
Really?
And the city, so Esther Passaris got money from where?
Okay.
Let
She
me tell you.
borrowed money and she has not paid
Folks,
it back.
can we
In
move
fact,
to
she has
housing?
been
Can we
sued
move to housing?
For 68
Can we
million
move to housing?
by the Equity Bank.
Okay.
Let me tell you something. He has no facts. 68 million. Honestly, Miguna, you know, he reminds me of Donald Trump. After the debate, and they did a check on how much was lies and how much was truth, I mean, he failed on the test. And he's the same.
And he won the
just
election.
a liar. He's
And
just,
I'm going to
yes,
win
I'll
this
tell
one.
You are not going to win any election.
Oh, really?
In fact, if
So
anything,
even Trump
if you
did
don't
not
have
win.
money to pay for the
So Trump
defamation
did not
suit,
win.
let me tell you, he did win. All right, he did win. And I don't know if he's going to manage to survive
folks,
the entire
folks,
term.
can we go to housing?
Yes, let's go to
Miguna,
housing.
what would you do? Because the slums are growing by the day. The numbers in this city are growing by the day.
Jeff.
What would you do?
Jeff, and of course anybody can say anything. I have it here. I have a very far-reaching plan on removing all the slums and replacing them with affordable housing that is affordable,
How are you going to do that?
that is humane.
How are you going to do that, Miguna?
Number one, Jeff, if you look at 100 billion, and by the way, the transitional team has said that between January and March 2013, Kenyans lost 143 billion, just assets that were lost. There is a lot of land that have been stolen. There is a lot of money that is being siphoned out of the system that is there. There is a lot of money that we are getting from parking that never reaches in the public coffers. I'm saying that if you block all these thieves where the money is getting out, and then you repossess the properties that have been acquired illegally, then you repatriate all the looted money that have been taken from Kenyans, plus the budget, plus cooperation or partnership by the private sector. Internationally and here, you will be able to unveil a very an affordable...
What would you do to Kibra? What would you do to Kibra?
Kibra is like any other slum. And I intend to have all these slums replaced with affordable housing.
Mukuru kwa Njenga, Mukuru kwa Ruben, all those slums up and down, you will replace them with affordable housing?
Yes, it has been done elsewhere. It has been done elsewhere.
This is not Canada.
No, but this, I mean, I don't know whether Kenya is in the moon or in Jupiter. Kenya is in the planet Earth, and Canada is on the planet Earth. And Canadians have been able to do it. Why do we say we can't? When I go to a Canadian court, and the judges don't take bribes, and the police officers don't take bribes, and nobody takes bribes.
Okay,
and and justice is, let me finish this, and justice is dispensed based on evidence, facts, and the law. So you can say, we'll always be corrupt because we are African, we are Kenyan, we'll never change. No. Every car you drive a Mercedes-Benz, I've seen your car. Where did it come from? Germany. But you're driving it right here in Kenya. That watch was not made in Kenya. These shoes we are wearing were not made in Kenya. These clothes, some of them were not made in Kenya. So that is good. You can get them from there. But if Miguna comes here with good ideas from Canada, you say, we don't want that. So you're just a consumer, a very primitive consumer who does not want development.
You've deviated from housing, Miguna.
I'm saying the same ideas that I am saying the Canadians have used, the South Africans have used in some places like Cape Town. The same ideas that have been used in Sweden and Norway can be used here.
I must add that
and
Cape Town
to
has
use them here.
major slums.
Yes.
Kyalicha,
yes, but
Mitchell's
it's not
Plains.
as dirty as this. It's not as dirty as this. And I'm saying we can do better.
Okay. Esther, what would you do?
Housing, I think housing it's going to be a joint initiative between government, county government, and the people of Kenya. All right, the citizens of Kenya. It is a very costly affair. It is not cheap. And one thing I want to say is that this country has been governed for the last 50 years. We are in very high debt right now, okay? And before you can say that the county government is going to deal with housing in one go, it's not realistic. It is better to start promising the people that we do have to deal with housing. We are going to deal with housing. We need low-cost housing. We need a lot of funding for housing. At the moment, I'm wondering, when the World Bank says that Kenya's overborrowed and they're raising red flags, I'm saying, where are we going to get all this money? So we need to actually get the private sector in. Now, when I lit Nairobi, I talked to private sector. I raised 500 million in a 5-year period, and we lit Nairobi. We never got any money from the county government. They didn't have money to light Nairobi.
There was no county government.
Well, there was a city council. It isn't
yeah,
county
but
government
there was no
now.
county government.
All right, he's interrupting in case you didn't notice.
I just corrected you.
Okay.
It's
Let
the
her
same
finish.
thing.
I was
Same
helping you.
difference.
Let her finish.
Helping me, okay? I mean, look, Jeff, housing requires collaboration. I feel that it's wrong to come here and pretend that all of a sudden, once I become governor, I will do everything, all right? And I will get it all right. I mean, for me, when he's talking about putting the network, the transport network, I'm thinking, okay, so where is the government in all this planning? It's, you know, you need to actually have a vision that is realistic, steady, and long-term, all right? And I think housing has been neglected. If the government itself has only managed to do a section of Kibera, how are we going to get all the slums of Nairobi done? By actually having people understand that this is expensive and we need to borrow a lot of money. Can we borrow this money? It's a vision, it's a requirement, it will create jobs, but it has to be a collective action.
Okay, before we get to garbage, which is the last topic. Hold on, Mojo, hold on. Willie, tweet. Miguna, Mogaka Mali says, Jeff a primitive consumer. Miguna just called Jeff a primitive consumer. Did you just call me primitive?
Yeah, like the rest of the so-called leaders who are saying it cannot be done. What I'm hearing, Jeff, is not a vision. You see, a leader...
Are you the only one with a vision?
No, I'm not the only one, but I'm one of them. And in Nairobi here, I'm the only one. All these putative people running around are just telling us roadblocks, how it is difficult, how it cannot be done. Then when they come to education, they say, we'll do it, and they know there is no mandate. So the thing is, you have people...
Is there a mandate for you to build houses?
Can I just finish? You have people, Jeff, unfortunately, with no dream. A leader without a vision and without a dream. Just like the governor came here, the outgoing one, and said he was a missionary. He does not realize we need a vision, not missionaries. But then the problem is that...
I think he said he was a mercenary.
Maybe he was, but he's a thief too. So the problem is that if you can't see, you can't have a dream, you can't have a vision, you can't borrow appropriately ideas and technology from other places, you will never develop. So the fact that it has not been done, let me say this, please. The fact that it has not been done for 55 years is not because it is difficult. It's not because it cannot be done. It's because we've had bad leaders.
But you cannot cut and paste ideas and policies from other places. It may not work here,
Okay,
Miguna.
let me tell you. You cannot tell me right now that if you want to build a plane, you will start originally without recognition that planes are already built and they are flying. That would be stupid.
What's your point?
Exactly.
My point is this. If you are going to, please, if you are going to solve problems and societies, there are societies that have solved that problem, it is important to study how those societies have done it.
Okay, end of topic.
Yeah.
Now
if
one
you
more.
don't
Wait,
do
wait.
that, then you're a fool.
Let's move to garbage.
Yes.
The city is a stinking city of garbage. It is a garbage heap.
Correct.
Which keeps getting worse.
It's a dump site.
All right, I mean...
Esther.
Okay, I mean, we do have a lot of garbage, and we're producing garbage on a daily basis. We have a bit of recycling going on in Kenya. Recycling is a very expensive exercise. It can be turned into energy. We've talked about moving Dandora to Ruai, and now we don't have that option. We need discipline in the people in terms of how to sort garbage from source, so that by the time you take it to recycling, it's valuable. Otherwise, it's not valuable.
What are you going to do?
I mean,
You're going to outsource?
at the moment, garbage is outsourced in the county government. I think private partnerships are necessary. It's a shame that Jakorosi did not work, because maybe today we wouldn't be talking about garbage and recycling. And that's the problem with the county government. At that particular time, they were not able to have private-public partnerships that worked, okay? So for me, I think garbage requires a system, And I believe that it starts with source, dustbins everywhere. You can't tell people don't litter, and at the same time, you have no dustbins. So you start putting in the infrastructure, and then you start getting a change in attitude.
Dandora dump
right?
site, what would you do?
Dandora dump site is a livelihood for a lot of people. And at the same time, you need to give them an alternative if you're going to take it away, all right? But at the moment, I think it can only be turned into energy.
Miguna, it's garbage.
When we were here the last time, and in my manifesto, it's very clear what I'm proposing. I'm proposing a solid waste management system. That's what I propose. And let me tell you what the mantra, this is scientific mantra in the world now, because I believe in international best standards for everything. So this one is reduce, reuse, recycle. That's what I'm going to encourage. Reduce, which means that if you're consuming, you reduce the use of certain products.
Okay.
You reuse some things that you can reuse. You recycle what needs to be recycled. But it has to be an integrated system, meaning that it's not just a question of collecting garbage and taking to a dump site. That is a primitive way of doing things. You will have to have a way of having garbage differentiated, meaning metals or plastic before they are completely banned and taken out of use, which I intend to do, and then the biodegradables. Everything will be taken to its stream for recycling and for reuse into society.
What would you do with Dandora?
And Dandora will be closed eventually. It has to be phased out. Dump sites are not within the integrated solid waste management system. So you have to bring Kenya to a stage where Kenya is doing things as it is done internationally, so that the environment is preserved, the people live in a clean environment, and these things can be used. The garbage that is now actually doing nothing can be used for power production, can be used for manure production, can be used for many other things. The water that is being lost, that just runs into, I guess, to the ground, will have to be captured through storm sewers and sewage systems and will be recycled.
Okay, stop there.
So I'm proposing a modern, integrated, solid waste management system.
Okay, real quick.
Yeah.
In order to get to City Hall,
yes,
you're going to need a ton of cash. The kind of money that Kidero probably has, none of you have that kind of money. How do you expect to get to City Hall without any money, Miguna?
Okay, let me tell you this.
Real
First
quick,
of all,
real quick.
No, you can't say real quick like that, because I have to speak. First of all, you can't say no money, because you didn't bring me here. All right? And you don't fly me to Canada to practice law.
You have no money compared to Kidero.
Of course, so you compare. Mandela had no money compared to the apartheid system.
You are no Mandela.
No, I could be a Mandela.
You're not.
He was born like me. Okay?
Did you spend 27 years in jail?
No, but so only those who spend 27 years in jail can be similar to Mandela. Don't argue with me, you're a moderator. Let me make my point. You are not standing for governor and you're not debating with me.
Miguna,
let me present.
Go on.
Let me present my vision. All right? Obama did not have money and he defeated Hillary Clinton and others. He defeated the Republican money machine. He defeated the entire...
You see, there you go again. This is not America, my
listen,
friends.
please. Listen. When Jomo Kenyatta stood for president here, Jomo Kenyatta did not have the same home I have up to now. Jomo Kenyatta was completely unemployed and had spent time in jail, came from Britain without a penny. Jomo Kenyatta was being fed by Oginga Odinga. That's the truth. All right? He became the president of Kenya. How did he become? Did money make him president? In 2002.
50 years ago.
No, so what? In 2002, okay, Kibaki became president and Moi had more money than Kibaki. Money does not win anybody an election. In the American election that just ended, Trump did not raise as much money as Hillary, regardless of his private funds. In America, you cannot use private funds to run for the presidency. You must raise funds. So bottom line, money wins you no election.
And you think you can win this without money?
I'm going to win this without the kind of money Kidero has. His money is stolen. The press must start saying that. The press cannot vanish Kidero's theft or Sonko's drug dealing or all these cartels who have stolen public funds and are now using it to acquire power so that they can perpetuate the culture of impunity in Kenya. I am saying no, and there are millions of Kenyans saying no with me. And whether you stand here because you work for the cartel media house, telling me these things because the cartels want you to tell me, I'm going to tell you.
What makes you think they would want to tell me? I'm asking you a question,
I'm going to tell you.
I'm asking you a question.
My friend, my brother Jeff.
Just because you don't like the question, now you're calling me a cartel?
A cartel surrogate. And let me tell you this. I tell you to your face. I tell you to your face, Jeff, I'm going to win. I'm going to win with the multitude of youths. I'm going to win with the multitude of women. I'm going to win with the multitude of the unemployed youth. I'm going to win with Kenyans who cannot afford proper health care because the cartels have stolen everything. I'm going to win with the unemployed, and I will win, and I will invite you to the inauguration.
And you're very sensitive, gentlemen. People ask you tough questions.
Yes, I'm very sensitive.
Keep quiet.
And I crush the cartels when they need to be crushed.
Passaris, where are you getting your money?
Jeff, first of all, I have a lot of friends who believe in me and in my leadership. But the most important thing is I've been in this city and I've worked in this city. I've walked every slum in Nairobi. I'm actually on the ground right now, meeting people, talking to them, solving some of the problems. Like I solved the problem in the school in Kayole, where they had their school demolished. Like I went to Kangemi Market, where they had the fire. And I'm understanding the issues. For me, winning this election is about going door to door, walking and talking to the people and telling them that I can make a difference to their lives. And I believe that I'm giving them realistic hope, because I don't want to give them promises, because everybody gives promises. I want to actually be the kind of leader that shows you solutions. And I have the track record. As I said, I actually had a vision to light up Nairobi. I put everything in place. I did light up Nairobi. Right now the government has taken it and it's working. The city is lit. The slums are getting lit. And you know what? After 10 or 15 years of a lighting initiative, we still haven't lit everywhere. So for me, everything takes stages and it takes time. And we as citizens of this country, we have to understand that development doesn't happen overnight. Right now, I want to tell you something, Jeff. We have such huge problems. Like if you look at Mombasa, all the hotels are empty. There are no tourists. We have a problem as a country that we need to attract investments and we need to attract dollar earnings into our country so that we can actually be able to serve the people. So there's a lot of work to be done, and I want Kenyans to understand that it's not going to happen overnight. We do have problems, we do have challenges, and I am here to offer solutions that are realistic and that are timely.
Okay, folks, we're about to end this show. We've overrun this show, but we're about to end. And I'm going to borrow a leaf from someone who was in one of the debates between Trump and Clinton. And that person got up and asked, say something nice about the other person. Miguna, I'm going to start with you. Say something nice about Passaris, something positive. Go on, you got 30 seconds.
Something nice or something positive. They are two different things.
Whichever. As long as you don't abuse her.
Well, you call her Supu. I don't abuse her. You call her Supu. So that could be nice. Depending on who's saying it.
Esther, say something nice about him.
Miguna, I think he has really mastered the art of deception, and he is very good at it.
Is that nice?
And he is, yeah, the art of deception. That's all that he has mastered. Yeah. And, you know, it's a quality that he has and he embraces. And, you know, I don't see it taking him very far, but it's a quality that he has kind of enhanced in himself.
Folks, gonna have to leave it at that.
That was supposed to be positive. No closing arguments?
Well, let's read Jimelo's tweet over there. Willie, look at Jimelo. He says, Atiwewe pia ni cartel. In Kenya, we are finished. Miguna is the real deal. Hey, yawa.
They are all coming for you, Jeff.
Who's they?
You either join us or we are sweeping you, but I'm going to drain this swamp I'm draining.
Which swamp?
This swamp where you are swimming.
You're Trump, aren't you?
Trump is my student.
You're Trump without the money.
Trump is my student who became a thief.
Oh, he's also cartel.
He's a cartel.
Okay, listen, what a joke. Tomorrow night, you mentioned Tom Boyer earlier on and his airlift, right?
Yes.
Tomorrow night, right here, We're going to have a Kidero on the bench.
A Kidero.
Dr. Susan Mboya Kidero.
Let Kidero come here himself.
Listen to me, Miguna. Relax. Dr. Susan Mboya Kidero with her Zawadi Foundation and the girls that she's helped go to America to be the best of the best of the best. That's tomorrow night. A lot of them will inspire you, especially young ladies out there. They've done an incredible job with the Zawadi Foundation. I tell you, they've been to the best colleges and they're coming out tops. That's tomorrow night, right here.
Fantastic.
On Inspiration Thursday. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Will you at least please shake hands before we go? Just shake hands, please.
No.
This is Hillary Trump.
Yes, Passaris.
No.
I'll shake your hand.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Miguna.
Yes.
Thank you, Esther.
Thank you.
Keep tweeting at Miguna Miguna, at Esther Passaris, at Koinanka Jeff. The hashtag Race for Nairobi. Or if you prefer, Miguna, drain the swamp. Thanks so much for joining us. Good night. Good luck. God bless this city and county.